digital transformation. And just like you said, we need some form of mindset for us to be able to, leverage this the situation that we found ourselves in, which is beyond the pandemic. First, let me share a quick story. About a few days ago, someone had approached me, a prospective client had reached out to me and said, "Oh, hi, how you doing? I'd like to have a meeting with you." I said, "Oh, great, I'm available. When are you looking at?" So, can you come to our organization on Saturday? I said, "Sorry." I immediately responded and said, and also to mention that the organization is a high-risk area. And so I had to quickly say that I'm currently unavailable at the moment for physical meetings, but I'm available for virtual meetings, and I'm happy to schedule a meeting and just send you a link for that. And so for that, it now took me back to the fact that, is it that we have not embraced this digital transformation at this time? When you want to have a meeting with someone and you are still calling for someone to journey all the way at this time and during a pandemic to come to a high-risk area to be able to have a conversation with you about business, when global institutions, including Cambridge, are having everything virtually. So I think that the first and foremost thing for us is to understand, why and what this, all digital transformation can do for us. So the first thing is that it's more about our efficiency. And now, for example, if you were to host this, the series of events that you've had in the past couple of days, you and I are aware of the amount you'd have had to put in to invest in a physical venue, to invest maybe in refreshment, invest in logistics, invest in exactly so many things. And so the main mindset that we must have towards digital transformation, the digital transformation is not coming to disrupt anything. Digital transformation is not a threat to us. It's not a threat to us as human beings. It's not a threat to us in our organizations. It's not a threat to us in our businesses. It's not a threat to you as an employee or in your NGO or religious body. But digital transformation is all about improving your efficiency. It's all about enhancing your current state of things. And when we understand and have that mindset that what this is doing is to help us to do what we have been doing better. When we understand this thing, we're able to understand that there's nothing that we are really fighting. There's nothing that we need to start saying, to take my job, it will do this thing. Human beings will forever be needed till the end of time. There will consistently be jobs. So we must understand that this whole thing is about making us better. It's about making us more efficient. It's about improving the quality of work, services that we have been doing and we have been offering before. And so when we understand this, the next thing for us to now go back to is to go back to our purpose and vision for whatever it is that we are doing. So I'm going to start with explaining using an employee. So as an employee, your aim and your goal at this time is maybe to improve your place of work or to get a better job or to go to a better organization or to go up your career ladder. And so you first need to understand your vision and what the clear purpose is. And now think that especially at this time, that there may not be as much pressure as before. And now think that how can I use this digital transformation to enhance and make what I have been doing before more efficient? So a typical example is for you to decide as an employee that, okay, I want to ensure that my CVs are uploaded in the cloud. I want to ensure that when someone requests for my CV, can I have it and send it to them in a link format if that is permitted? Can I have it in a Dropbox document? Are there pages such as about.me that I can talk about myself? If you're a graphics designer or you're into the creative, can I have a profile about myself on about.me? Or can I have a profile about myself on Fiverr or any of those platforms? So what we're now beginning to think of is that we now understand that this digital transformation is not taking anything away from us. It is only helping us to do what we have been doing better and more efficiently, regardless of whatever state it is that we are in. And that was why I first started out by citing the example of an employee, thinking that at this time, how can I enhance and use technology? How can I leverage technology and the old digital idea to make myself and to position myself in this age and time? And that's why I went ahead to give an example of maybe uploading your your CV on the internet, thinking, okay, what can I do? Do I need to do? Just really thinking strategically. And also for business owners as well. So, for example, small business owners can begin to think. For me, I run a business, and I know that one of the things that I've had to think of, I've done, is to ensure that all our materials are in a particular Google Drive folder. So, in that Google Drive folder, when you open, anybody, regardless of the employee that comes and goes and all of that, when you open that Google Drive folder and you open it, you will see different areas of our businesses with templates on that Google Drive folder. So what we are doing is to leverage technology to make ourselves better. So unlike before, where you will get to an executive table and you will see piles and loads and loads and loads of files everywhere, now you can just put everything in one place. Google Drive, Dropbox, all those places, and you can see how it can be better. And one of the reasons why I also said that it's important to have a clear vision and a clear purpose is that when you have a clear vision and a clear purpose, you will not be confused by this old digital thing because you already have a goal. So all you are thinking of is that, what can I do to ensure that I get to my goal faster and quicker by leveraging digital transformation? And even for religious organizations, I can see, and I must commend a lot of organizations that I've seen in the past couple of weeks leverage technology in an amazing way. It's so commendable, I must say. Going live on YouTube, having services, having a way that even first-time comers can feel it. I mean, it's just been absolutely amazing. And so everyone must just begin to think that we must change our mindsets from. And I think that on the final note, what I would also say is, with regards to digital transformation, is that we must stop thinking that, this thing is just for this corona period. Once corona goes, everything will go back to normal. There is no normal. We are now in the normal. This is our normal now. Normal is virtual. A lot of things will happen virtually. There will be physical events, but a lot of things will happen virtually, and it's quicker, to be honest. If I had to come for this meeting and you had a physical meeting, I was taking my time to dress up, to get in my car, drive all the way, maybe encounter traffic, be at the event, come back. But all I needed to do was to get myself ready, sit on my chair, and join you. And we've been able to, talk to people and impact lives. And so, I think that what another mindset that we must begin to embrace is that we are now. There is no end to this old transformation. This is our normal now, and everybody must begin to embrace it.
Thank you so very much. That was short and that was in-depth. In fact, you said something that I really look at. You talk about the place of vision. And I had a session by myself last week. I was talking about this. The basis of everything is vision. When the reason why so many people are scared, the reason why so many organizations, religious bodies are quickly adopt is because there is a vision already. There is a vision for the year. And so we cannot allow this pandemic to hold us down and not fulfill our vision. So it's very, very, please, I just wanted to just re-emphasize the place of vision for an employer. Employee, you understand? Because when we talk about vision, so many people just think, okay, it's vague, it's until I want to start business, I need to get vision for my life. The place of vision, and how can you relate your vision to digital transformation?
Okay, so I think that just as you said, and I'd also mentioned earlier, for employees, I think that the most common thing for an employee is, as opposed to a business owner. So ideally, a business owner is thinking, for my business, I want us to be here in the next 5 years. For you as an employee, what you're thinking of is, okay, where do I see myself in the next few years? When do I see myself? So you are, I listened to something recently, and I absolutely agree that as an employee, or as someone maybe who doesn't have an organization, you are your business. So you have to treat yourself as you are the business. So the same way a business owner will stand up and say, where do I see my business in the next 5 years? You as an employee must begin to think, where do I see myself? Because I am the business. I am the commodity. I am the product. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? So if, for example, you see yourself, maybe you're an accountant and you see yourself having some form of certifications, or you, okay, let's not even go that far. So here's what I always recommend. You look at it, because I have to own a paper now. You've looked at it and said, oh, in the next 5 years, I want to be working in the biggest, maybe accounting firm, or I want to be working in the biggest technology firm as their chief account officer. So what you do is you've identified the vision. You must now take a step back. What will it take me to get there? So number one,
I think we lost you. We can't hear you. Okay, it's fine. It's back now.
Okay. I'd say that if, say, for example, your vision is to be a chief financial officer, you're an accountant, and say your vision is to be a chief financial officer at a top technology firm in either Nigeria or in West Africa or in London, or, you know, wherever it is, what you want to do is to take it start from, you know, what the vision is and work your way back. For you to be the chief financial officer in that organization, it must mean that you need some certain certifications before that time to be able to apply for the role. You need some certain soft skills to be able to get the role. You need some certain knowledge and insight into that industry for you to be able to get the role. And I'm sure there's so many other things that you would need for you to be able to get that role that you see yourself being at in the next 5 years. So what would you do to now be able to leverage digital transformation? So for example, you can see that you need some certain knowledge and insight. It can be as basic as you going on the internet to find platforms who send maybe weekly newsletter or weekly emails about that industry and subscribing to that platform, so that every time or every week they send you a mail regarding accounting or being an accountant in the technology industry, how accounting works in the tech space. And so imagine that you're able to accumulate such information for the next 3 to 4 years, and you are now finally ready to put in for that role. So consciously or unconsciously, you have gotten a lot of knowledge about that industry, and so you are now able to achieve your said goal. Another thing that maybe you can see that, oh, clearly for me to be able to do this, I need some certain soft skills. Can you put in for courses? And like I've said, I think I mentioned in the last session that we had, that, you know, I see people saying a lot of things about, oh, courses and sessions are now overwhelming. I don't see that, because I feel like we're now in the age where there's no time as this to be the best version of yourself, because all of the information that you need is now at the tip of your fingers. Top leaders that would never in the world that you have had to pay millions of naira to see. All you need to do is to go on the internet, go on their YouTube page and join a webinar, join something, and you can access that information from them. So I feel like we're now, you know, as opposed to people thinking that we are in an economy where there's an overwhelm of information, I think we must now begin to think that we're in an economy where it is easier to achieve our goals than before. Because everything that you need, if the soft skill that you need is to be able to fully operate all the Microsoft Office tools like the Excel, there are a zillion free courses on the internet that you can take, and in 1 week you know it, and all you need to do is to keep practicing. And even beyond courses, don't forget that we also have several articles, several materials from the Harvard Business Review, from news, from Forbes, sharing, you know, tips on different things. And all you need to do is just to position yourself to receive this information and ensure that you are leveraging digital transformation. So the idea, in the summary, is a clear vision as an employee, and then working your way back down to say, okay, for me to get to this place I'm looking at, when I work my way back down, how do I get there? These are the things I need. And let's not, you know, I also think that let's not even make it as, I mean, I would say this, let's not even make it too complex. Let's even leave like courses and knowledge on one side. Guess what? It can be as simple as you networking. I was on a webinar 1 month ago on networking, because I want to improve, you know, how I network. And I can see that, you know, this age and time, going for events, you know, before they will say, oh, for you to network, you have to go for events, you have to go for this. Guess what? You need to hear people talk about online networking and how people are leveraging social media to network. It's not this one, as in leveraging it to network high-profile people and actually get the desired results.
That's true. I agree.
So you don't even need to As in, we don't even need to make things too complex. If in the next 5 years, your goal as an employee is to be the head of something at the African Development Bank, so can you go on LinkedIn and connect with those that currently work at the African Development Bank and be a connection on their page? And you have a plan to reach out to them and ask them and get ideas from them on, oh, how does it feel working? Don't forget that all you need to do, of course, as with everything, it needs to be done professionally. So I find that what the biggest challenge is with online networking is how people approach people. So you see somebody send you a game and just say, what's up? How does it kill? What? So there's a way things need to be done. And the internet and Google is your friend. Just research, how can I leverage online networking to meet data? And you will see a ton of resources on how you can do that. So, just to say that the whole digital transformation thing is not just about knowledge. So that we're not just thinking that it's only knowledge. What everybody is saying is knowledge. As a business person, even me, I currently don't run a tech company, but I was thinking at the beginning of this pandemic, I remember one of the things I thought about was, okay, I want to improve our customer experience. And I started thinking to myself, how can I improve our customer experience? And then after speaking with a few people, I realized that there were a few CRM platforms, that I can use, and it would greatly increase my customer experience. So everything doesn't have to be only about, digital transformation is just about knowledge. Identify the area and the part of your vision that you want to improve upon, and then you'll find something that can help you in the whole digital transformation agenda.
Thank you so very much, Kemi. You said something that really triggered me, and I want you to, we'll be rounding up very soon, and please, people that are watching, if you have a question, or you can send in your question now for Kemi before we go to our second speaker. It's such a deep thing. You said digital is not just about getting knowledge. It's not, all this transformation is not just about you, attending this webinar today, attending that webinar tomorrow. No, it's not just about that. It is about you even selling yourself, showing the capacity of yourself. And so because I can decide to do 10 webinars every day and then be doing Instagram video that does not correlate with my vision. Now, there's nothing happen about Instagram video. There's nothing wrong about following trends.
Exactly.
It's fine. As long as it goes in line with who you are, you can enjoy entertainment, it's fine. But you said it, and I wrote it, they said digital transformation is not just about acquiring knowledge, but about showcasing your potential, even to the world. I mean, that for me is big. Now, you're going to be rounding up soon, and somebody said you should try and express more about, you said something, you said your business on Google Drive, that you've tried to just, can you just highlight that how businesses can leverage on such platforms, whereby you'll be able to, now what do you put together that has helped you to achieve that, and what is the mindset behind that as a business?
Okay, so I think for that one, the idea for me was just that, one, I don't want a lot of files on my table. I just want my table clear and just have the work for the day on my table. I don't really want to have lots of files. Two is that I want a situation whereby any one of my employees, regardless of wherever it is that they are, they're able to access any information that they need to be able to, get the work done. And not just my current employees, but even future employees. So say, for example, in our onboarding process for staff, what that means that when you start in a particular role, we need to take you through some things. So the idea for me was just that I didn't want everything scattered. I don't want people calling me all the time and saying, hello, Kemi, please, we need this. Hello, we need this. So all I just did was to think to myself, what platforms can I use and leverage on that will help me to keep all our materials in one place? And I felt like Google Drive was a great platform. Some people use Dropbox, some people use other platforms. But why I also like Google Drive is that it's connected to my email. And so once I have email on my laptop, I can have that. So the Google Drive, I just name the different documents. Oh, these are the documents we always need under marketing. These are the documents we always need under client management. This is the document we need for each client. So everything is labeled, is in a folder. So once you open this folder, every document that you need is properly labeled for anything marketing. So you don't need to call me too much to ask me. You don't need to bother me too much. But once you see it, if you now have questions, which I don't need to, you will have really very few questions, then you can now reach out at that time. But it just makes things very coordinated.
Okay, so definitely I can just agree that this is a simple way of filing. So you've tried to the orthodox way of filing this document, keeping these things on hard drives to even online. You understand? So that when you need it, you can just access it. You understand?
Absolutely. And I was just telling someone too that with the whole Google hard drive thing, that with the way things are, we almost not need hard drive any longer.
No hard drive any longer. So everything is now online. That's amazing. That's fantastic. I really like everything you've said today, Kemi. It's the truth. You understand? You have impacted life. I tell you in this moment that look, you need your vision to be clearer this time. You understand? So as you to know that digital is not going to take your job, and you can make yourself relevant by acquiring these skills and showcasing your talents even to your organization. And I can say this that you said, I can attest to it, that look, I have been able to connect to even top people in the organization that I work for in this country. Why? Just because of digital, just because of social network. You understand? Not just connecting with them, look, as just it's one of our staffs that is connecting, but I've been able, most of those people, LinkedIn, they've been able to see what I'm doing. They've been able to pay attention to, who is this guy? We've not seen this face, but who is this guy? He carries our organization brand. And it's giving attention, not just posting, not just connecting. So to everyone that watched today, Kemi, your last word, before we bring in our next speaker to take to further.
I was also thank you so much for having me. I really hope that moving forward, people can have the mindset that digital transformation is really about improving efficiency as opposed to feeling threatened, by digital.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope you still stay online here while I bring the next speaker. Is a leader, one of the top management in Microsoft Africa. And so Mr. Odumuyiwa is going to be joining us any moment from now. Let me just bring him in the next few minutes. Thank you so much, everyone watching. We are still here. We are not going anywhere. We are bringing in the next speaker to join us. So see you soon. All right. I think welcome, sir. It's such a great privilege to have you, sir, Mr. Oluviyemi. Thank you so much for joining us. I don't know, sir, if we can use your video now, sir, if you can put on your video so that our other audience on the other platform can see, sir. We really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Hello, sir. Can you hear me, sir? Hello, sir. Okay, please, everyone on the other platform, please.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We can hear you now.
Awesome.
All right. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you very much for joining us. It's such a great opportunity to have you. Thank you very much, sir. I don't know if we can just request, sir, that if we can get a video and see your video. Is it possible, sir? So that other platforms can feel who is here. Is it
Okay,
possible?
let me see. Let me see what I can do. If this is
Okay.
fine and this is okay.
It's okay. The more reason is so that people watching on Facebook, they can connect. That's more reason. This is okay. All right. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining us. It's for me. I when I have people join us like this, it means a lot to me. Thank you very much for joining. And everyone watching, I'm sure you should have seen Mr. Olumuyiwa Orimolade. Is a leader in the digital sector, and not just digital technology. And when I was working on this when it just came as an idea, that, okay, fine, let's just talk about digital transformation and how people can have a right mindset. And the last speaker that just talked, she shared some insights. She said something about that. Okay, the vision in life is important. That the reason why so many people are scared about accepting digital, this transformation, this technology thing is all about because there's no clearer picture of what they want in their life, no vision. Because if you have a vision, adapting to the new normal will be easy. So that's what she used as a foundation for her. So, sir, I'm going to leave the ground for you for the next 20 minutes to share with us digital transformation, the skills and the process in this era. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Corey. I feel privileged, honored to be part of this and to be part of this conversation. The conversation is one that a whole lot of people are having many doubts about, right? Understanding what even digital, what it takes for someone to be digitally transformed. I would have loved to share a deck, but I was struggling to say what will I do in 20 minutes. But I think first, I think I should start. Let me use this first, maybe 5 minutes, basically to just introduce myself to people on the call, and maybe that would be of great, at least for people to understand a little bit about me. So yes, my name is Oluwamuyemi Orimolade, but I like people calling me Yemi. I'm full-blooded Nigerian. I'm married with kids. I have 14 years industry experience. I tell people that I support the best club in the world, that is Arsenal. And you guys,
Oh.
if you like it, take it. If you like, you accept it or you reject it. Um, I love the game of chess. I do a lot of domestic chores as hobby, and I love my Nigerian music anytime, any day. My 14 years basically has been a sojourn across different industries. Had been in the automobile business. I started my career in Toyota as a research and statistics executive. That was between 2005 and 2009. I moved on to Subaru. People call it Subaru, irrespective of how you want to, your phonetics is. I did less than a year there. And I moved on. In that time, I was more like the resource marketing executive. I moved on to Samsung in the year 2010. I did 2 years there. I managed PR, media, and of course, I was the sponsorship. So I was the media sponsorship and PR manager at Samsung. In 2012, I moved from Samsung to Lafarge. I was their first market analyst. I was there for 2013 to 2013,
Wow.
2012 to 2013. Even though it was, I know it was more like 6, 7 months, if I recall. And in 2013, I moved to Microsoft.
Wow.
Since I'm 7 years in Microsoft, right now, I've gone across very interesting roles. Have once been the PR lead, went to become the communications lead, also went to become the regional Marcom coordinator, and now I oversee our philanthropy's efforts across a multi-country cluster in the MEA region. So that's a little background of myself, and I hope that is fine by everyone. So let's go into this conversation that we've been talking about. So the disruption is in the fourth industrial revolution, okay, and that is what we should understand. The fourth industrial revolution that everybody has been saying, the 4IR, it's all about disruption, okay? And between the year 1780, that's 1780 to the year 2015, within that time space, right? We had gone through what I call four different iterations of an industrial revolution, okay? In the 1780s, where we went through the use of water and steam to mechanize production, okay? That was the first industrial revolution, where steam was like the big deal. Please note that before the steel, before water and steam, recall that people used domestic animals as the way of doing their own production, a way of transportation and all, right?
Yes.
So we
Yes.
moved from that archaic mindset, or that mindset of using animals for our production, animals for our labor and all, to
Mm.
water and steam.
Mm.
Think about it. What would you have thought would have been the mindset of people then? So think
Mm.
about it. Look at it as a situation whereby maybe then people always grazed or took care of their horses, right? When their horses give birth, people would try as much as possible to raise them properly, because they know that by the time they are 8, 9, 10, 12 months or so, they would be fertile, and they'll be sold as a means of transportation. Okay,
Mm.
so think about it. When people in those days would have kept 100 horses ready for the season to sell, and so suddenly um, water steam vehicles came on the scene. Okay, naturally what would have happened is, because people naturally gravitate to new trends, think about what would have happened. The man who had 100 horses to sell, and somebody who introduced a steam car, will be cashing out. So what happens to the person with the horses? He loses out. That is the way you should start thinking about it. Okay. So that was the first industrial revolution, water and steam to power our mechanized production. Then we went into the second industrial revolution, which was more of the electric power, right? Is it Isaac Newton now?
Yes.
That says he discovered 99 ways that, you know, electricity would not work, right? And in the
Yes.
100, he discovered one way it worked, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so that was the second industrial revolution, where electric power was used to create mass production. That was the time a whole lot of things went in mass. We did a whole lot of mass production, and that was in the year 1870. Okay. And you can also imagine what was, you know, the mindset of people transiting from water, steam to electricity. It would have been challenging, right?
Yes.
In the third, that was the second industrial revolution. Now, the third used electronics and information technology to automate production. So we have moved from mass to automating production. This is whereby you have machines that would be rolling out or filing out, or, you know, through the production line. In an automated version, products will be coming out. There will be an input area where you put the raw materials, and there's also an output area that has the finished goods. Everything through that production line is automated, right? Obviously, at that time, people were losing jobs. Okay, people were losing jobs, because if you were not skilled enough, for example, to operate the machines, then you are not relevant within that space. Okay, that was what happened in the third industrial revolution. Now we are in the fourth, right? And before I move on, the third industrial revolution was, it happened in the 1970s. It was electronics and IT in the 1970s. That's where, of course, you heard about the Apples, you heard about the Microsoft. It is within that time frame this organization started showing up. During every industrial revolution, there is always going to be an economic boom in that sector. Okay, right? So please note that in every industrial revolution, people would always cash out. Okay, so we are transiting into the fourth industrial revolution, where it's building on the third industrial revolution, whereby digitalization is more than just the change of tools or technology devices, right? It is more of daily practicing, workplace structure, reporting relationship, information sharing, customer interaction, and even competition itself is transformed. The way competing brands do things now, it's having that transformation mindset. Disruption is also changing the way we sell, and it's also going to change the way the skills that will be required. Okay, so it is for us to know this, and it is for us to don't be laggards, but be early adopters in this space. I always tell people something, that we live in a world, or the world is becoming a giant network. Okay. Thanks to COVID, the way technology has been adopted, if we were supposed to adopt it in a natural space, we would have taken more time to do that. Now we can have video conferencing, we can have voice conferencing, irrespective of where anyone is at any given point in time. We can connect, we can have conversations. This is the way the future is going, right? In the days of LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, where you tweet, anywhere you find myself, I can connect with you and all. If I need to know anything about Korede now, all I just need to do is to type his name on a search engine, and every detail about him I know. So we are living in a world that is a giant network. Okay. Recently they said if you wanted to get a visa to the US, part of the requirement is that they go check what your history has been on social media. Okay. All right. So it is becoming a criteria. So digital is also changing the landscape. Do you know that 30% of businesses are monetizing their information and assets? Okay. 84% of CEOs expect digital selling to increase their profit margins. Okay, the way they sell digitally, it's been seen that 84% of CEOs see that digital selling would increase their bottom line. Okay, um, over 100 million digital companies are, they are operating income each year. Just digital companies are generating over $100 million in operating income. So it also tells us that there is something about this digital that is happening that we are not leveraging, or we need to know, and we should take full, how do I say, we need to take full advantage of this time right now. There are some thoughts that are coming through my head. I try to look at some interesting quotes or thoughts from some reports from the World Economic Forum, right? According to the World Economic Forum 2018 Future of Jobs report, it says that 38% of businesses expect to extend their workforce to new productivity enhanced roles. Okay, that is 38% of their workforce. In that same report, it says that 75 million jobs will be displaced by machines. Okay, 75 million jobs. However, in that same report, it says 133 million jobs will be created. So if we do the subtraction and the plus and minus, 133 from 75 million, 133 million from 75 million, what it means is that 58 million net new jobs will be created. So what it means is that for you to participate in the future of work, or for you to participate in those jobs that will become open, you need to have relevant skills that would fit you in there. Okay? A strategic digital mindset, not technology, drives an effective digital transformation journey. It's all about the mindset. It is not technology. Technology is just an enabler. Okay? If the mindset is wrong, no matter what kind of technology they put in your hands, it would not work. Okay? It is a strategic digital mindset, not technology, that drives an effective digital transformation journey. Innovation refers to the creation of new methods, idea, products. Digital technologies have encouraged enterprise innovation through business models and products. Like, for example, in Nigeria, there is this whole buzz around fintechs. Okay, yes, it is driven largely by technology, but trust me, those products were created through a renewed mindset. And for us to also survive from a skilling standpoint, our mindset needs to change. And when I'm saying this, gone are those days, and I repeat it, and I'm trying to pass a message to somebody that says, oh, I am 45 years old. Oh, I'm close to 50 years old. I've been doing marketing all my life. There is nothing new I can do. What I would tell people is have a rethink. Okay? 50 years is the new age to restart. Okay? And I'm sure, and I'm sure in some countries, when they are talking about retirement age, I'm sure that some of them are moving it to 65 and 70, because at the age of 45 and 50, you are still very young and you are still very agile.
Yes.
You get what I'm talking about. So so many things to talk about, short time.
Please continue. Because this is coming. I mean, it's like you are injecting it gradually. So please, I'm going to give you like 10 to 15 minutes again to just expand this. You can't
Okay.
talk this like this. Getting you is not easy. So that
Okay.
was
So
yes,
when
sir.
we talk about those thoughts, the next thing people will start talking about is right skilling or upskilling.
Mm,
These are two different things. Okay, right skilling has to do with what an organization, that means you already work for an organization, they have a strategic plan for their talents to make a shift. Okay, so by the time they look at what is happening in the organization, they start strategically planning for some talents to start making shift to some new areas.
mm.
Okay,
That's
so within organization, that is what they call right skilling.
mm,
Okay, that means retaining and training existing talent. For me,
mm,
that is a closed environment.
mm,
What is upskilling? Upskilling entails learning new skills,
mm,
irrespective of what the organization is doing.
mm,
It is our responsibility as individuals to upskill.
mm.
Okay.
Yes.
It also involves that same thing, cultural shift and a change management.
Mm.
Huh? There is
Yes.
something that is out there called lifelong learning.
Mm,
Some people call it learning for life. You
mm.
need to have a lifelong learning mindset.
Wow.
That means I am so, or have done I've been in a particular industry for 20 or 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
With a lifelong learning mindset, you can start a new journey in coding, a new journey in data science, a new journey in machine learning and artificial intelligence.
Mm,
You need to have the right mindset. You need to have that mindset that you need to continually learn.
mm,
There is a Japanese saying that talks about Kaizen. Kaizen means continuous improvement. Why
mm.
can't we be having that Kaizen mindset as individuals, that we need to continually improve both on our skills, both on our knowledge base? I tell people that we are in a knowledge economy. The
Yes.
reason why somebody passes an examination over the other person is the ability for that individual to read, understand, retain it,
Mm,
and he puts it back down in paper.
mm, That's true. That's true.
The reason why somebody will pay $1 million to go and listen to somebody speak is the wealth of knowledge he already read, the same information that you and I have access to.
Mm,
But somebody takes it as a responsibility to go there, digest it, and summarize it to individuals. Okay?
yeah.
So for right skilling, it's all about a closed environment. For upskilling, it is the responsibility of each and every one of us. We need to be agile, we need to be adaptive, we need to have that cultural diversity, we need to be self-aware.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes.
Um, so the fundamental skill sets for the future, I'm just going to run through it. Okay?
Okay.
First and foremost, you must have those digital skills. It requires the digital skill, how to use the internet, how you need to be productive, how you should use social media networks. You need to have that. That is the fundamental skills now. You need to have it. It is
Mm,
not it's not for, how do they call it? It's not for the privileged ones to have a social media platform. Have everything.
mm,
Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Because as I said earlier, the world is a giant network. That is how
yes.
people get connected. Thanks to
Yes, sir.
COVID, everybody and anybody is connecting to people. I
Mm,
can hold a conference, a meeting or a conference call, and I can have people from 70 different countries.
that's true.
And it's because we are connected in a network manner. So
Mm,
please, as a fundamental skill, as we go into this future, digital is very key. know how to use the internet, know how to use your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, know how to use all the different social media networks. Okay, it would help you. Okay, another
Yes.
thing that is a basic, and I'm using it basic, you can call it basic, you can call it foundational skill, is that everybody needs to be analytical. Everybody needs to have a mindset how the numbers run. Everybody needs to have that mindset that what does this interpret to? Because there is big data, there is data everywhere, and people are looking for people who can analyze data. Data in this case is information. Information here needs to be analyzed, it needs to be analyzed in an analytical form. Okay? Just like I told somebody today, I said we hear about statistics, but people feel stories. So think about telling stories with data. That is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, 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 yes.
Not everybody can crunch data, but if you have a skill of knowing what the data is talking about, if you have the power of communicating it well, if you also have the skill of telling stories, you can use the data, communicate using stories, and you can learn the message effectively to somebody who does not understand the numbers. That is the second skill you should know. You need to have deep domain skills. Deep domain skills, what do I define this? I always tell people, know something about everything and everything about something. Okay? When you have deep domain skill, that means you are an expert in a given industry. So when it comes to this particular industry, you have that skill for that industry. Okay? Leadership
Yes.
skills. Leadership skill is big. Everybody needs to have that skill. The ability to guide and influence people, organization to achieve a specific outcome.
Wow.
These are skills, just like I said, these are not
Yes.
skills for the CEO. These are skills for everybody should have. It's
Everybody.
foundational.
Additional.
Number 5, communication. If I cannot communicate to you, that means I cannot pass information to you well.
That's true. That's true.
Everybody needs to be at least that skill. We can be able to communicate from here to there. Okay, that is
Yes.
another foundational skill. Another one is management skills. This is ability to manage people, to change resources, to manage time. It's all about managing people. You don't need to be a manager before you say you need to get management skill.
Wow.
Okay. There's
Yes.
also the social attunement. That is, you need to be empathic. That means the ability to relate to people how do I call it? Individually, rather than relate to people as a group. Okay. And
Yes.
finally, you need to be adaptive. Ability to adapt in any given situation per time. What does the future of work look like? Demographic and industry dependent. That means there will be an increased value of automation in aging societies. The aging societies, I know my mother is 78 years old. If I post anything on WhatsApp, she reads it. Right? So
Yes.
our aging society, without the fear of COVID, they are also adapting technology.
That's true.
What this also means is that our labor sensitive sectors, we have more young people graduating. Nowadays, you have people who are 19, 18. They say they have graduated from university. So we have a youthful labor force. Okay. What are the changing face of the career concept? People have gone away from job as a career.
Mm.
to what we call career of jobs.
Career of jobs. Wow.
Now, if you look at my CV, I have worked in different industries. I've also done different roles. So I have careers of jobs. So what it means is that I am versatile. Gone are the days that I'll say I'm a factory maintenance for 62 years. That is what I'm going to do.
What I'm doing.
Things need to change. Things are changing. And that is the kind of future that we find ourselves. People like customization. Okay.
That's true.
If you want to service me, customize it in my name. That is why gone are those days that people who send bulk emails now, they'll try to send it to your name to make you feel loved, to make you feel like everybody likes customized things that speaks to him. Okay, we like things that are personal. Okay, we don't want routine thing, not for everybody, not for the crowd. Make it unique and make it special to me. Things are getting exponential. Again, data driven and digital, augmented by machines. Things are getting cheaper. Things are getting faster. Things are getting smaller. Gone are those days that you have a laptop that is as big as a house.
Yes.
Things are getting smaller. The computing power of machines now, it's not going to be in those big sizes. It will be in very small chips. It is for us to understand it. And trust me, everybody is thinking in a globalized mindset. Don't tell me that, oh, it is the way we do it in Nigeria, or that is how we do it in Africa. Because everybody is a global citizen, you need to operate at that global level.
Wow.
As I made mention to people, I said, the kind of works where people go to do now, sorry for my pidgin, but the kind of work people will get involved in very soon. Gone are those days that people would say, my name is Yemi Orimolade, I work for company A. Okay, we are transitioning into a workforce whereby Yemi Orimolade will be working for 7 companies in one day. Whereby I would say from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, I'm working for company A. From 10 o'clock to 11, I'm working for company B. That is how it will be because of the skill set that is in demand. Okay?
Yes,
and
sir.
What else do I want to say? We just need to change. We just need to change the way we think. The channel distribution is changing. Communication reference is changing. People are focused on the experience they get from product and services. Segmentation, people want to have things that is more focused to them. People want to have less physical things. So people, thanks to COVID now, I hardly go out. I don't need to physically get to the retail store. All I need to do, the e-commerce size, order, bam, send it over to me. I'm good. One big thing that most of us fail to do is partnerships, collaboration. We need to think about collaboration as a new way to grow businesses. You are not an all-rounder. You are not an all-rounder. You need people who have stronger skills to help you grow. Please think collaboration, partnership. Cybersecurity is going to be big because everybody now is online. Who is the police online? Everybody's online. Who is the police online? So that is why cybersecurity is also big. Okay. Personalization, I've said it. Outsourcing would also be big. Just like I mentioned, you have one individual who will be working for 10 companies in one day. Outsourcing would be very big. Diversification. We are moving from the traditional ways. UI, UX. Everybody is building products and services online. It's all about the look and feel, and it's all about the coding lines that are being written behind to make that product effective. Finally, social media is the biggest of all. The way people would be transacting, the way people will be marketing, the way people will go to market to their product, all these things will be done through social media. Thank you so much. That has been
Ah,
a whole lot. I
a
tried
whole lot.
to a whole lot,
Even
but
even myself, I begin to see things, I begin to see things I'm doing before, things I need to do well, things I need to just inculcate myself. For example, you said something that blew me off. You said now on a global level.
yeah.
And I really want to talk about you to talk about business, to talk some things about to business people, but even without mentioning it, you've covered it already. Every business person must stop seeing themselves as, okay, I'm a Nigerian, I'm selling in Lagos. No, it has shifted now, and it has shifted. That word hits me, global level. Can you just say one or two things with regards to every business person
So
on this?
every business person, one thing that I've come to know because I try to learn every day.
Mm.
Um, I work in a part of Lagos whereby it is highbrow. I work on the island, and I tell people in another few months to come, those buildings will come museums. When I use the word museum, somebody will drive and say, "Oh, that is where that company used to be,"
Hmm.
because everybody has tasted work from home. It is
Yes.
cheaper,
Yes.
and you you get more results,
Hmm.
because what it means is that you don't have a start time and the end time. Okay, but for every business person here,
Hmm.
the future of businesses is e-commerce.
Hmm. Commerce.
It's e-commerce. How do you distribute? How do you ensure that your product and services is available to a vast, wide market? And that's where globalization is. Gone are those days that we do mediocre products. We need to standardize those things that we do, because our market is not more in Nigeria. Our market is not just in Africa, but we are serving a global market. Ensure that when you are going to market, you are solving a problem that somebody needs your solution to help solve. Don't go into market because everybody wants to create a product. Is your product solving a problem? And once you have those things, you understand your audiences, you know how to reach them, you know how to target them, then go market and target them. And surely and truly, the profits will begin to come in. It's not immediately. You need to use data again, information, somebody that understands the basics, the value of data, how somebody would help you analyze and say, oh, in our first 2 weeks, we got ABC. What happened? Do we need to go back to that strategy? What did we do right? What didn't we do right? Everything will be done in agile form. Gone are those days that you'll be having meetings that will take like 6 hours. Monday meetings, no way. Trust me, meetings will be done in 15 minutes, and decisions will be made to move the business or your product forward. Everybody will be thinking on their feet now. Because you know what? It is not the big companies that eat the small companies. It is the fast companies that eat the slow companies.
Can you
So you
take
are,
that again,
if
sir? Sorry for cutting you. Can you repeat that word again, sir?
it is not the big companies
Mm-hmm.
that eat up the small companies, but the fast companies are eating up the slow companies.
Mm. Mm. That's digested. Wow.
Okay, I don't try.
You don't know that. I tell you, on Facebook, people watching on Facebook are repeating that word you just said now. I mean, it's so deep. You've answered questions even without saying, okay, somebody asked these questions. And I said, this session has just been awesome. I can't lie to you. It's been I will say it's one of the most in-depth questions, in-depth sessions that we have on this platform, talking about every damn thing. And thank you so much for opening our eyes, even me, to what analytics is all about. You understand that, look, you need to have analytics to be able to, and you said something that just wrapped me. You said, don't just know how to analyze it, know how to communicate it.
Yeah.
Don't just say, okay, I know these things, I can tell you, you can do that. You know how to put it in a simple format that a layman will understand, not just big grammars and trying to bombard people again. Wow.
So let me say this. So because over time, have been looking at I've been looking at trends, and what I just mentioned, there will be new job functions, there will be new job roles. Okay.
Yes.
In communication, it too, because I did some kind of communication as different roles at some time in my life, and as the communication function, people say people leverage the storytelling technique to land their message. Okay, very soon communication will be broken down, so there will be chief storyteller.
Yes.
Under chief storyteller, there will be somebody called a data storyteller.
Wow.
So new roles, new titles will begin to evolve. Gone are those days, nobody knew anything like social media experts. These are roles that are coming. You begin to hear things like cloud architects, data science engineer, data science architect, data science specialist. You begin to have AI administrators. Okay, and
Yes.
what you have just seen, that somebody has just shattered what in our world, what they say, computer science or computer engineers. It is now breaking it down
to simple form.
That's why I say personalized. Roles would also come personalized. It is a crazy world that we are going. What I just have to tell people here is you need to equip yourself. You just need to be prepared. You have your destiny in your hands. Nobody's ready. Nobody's ready to train you. Gone are those days. There's something that I said, certificate or skills. Many of the technology companies are hiring people without certificates. So you know, I'm not saying if you want to get your Harvard, go get it. But what I'm telling you is that a whole lot of organizations are not looking at your certificate, they are looking at your skills. What can you do? That is if you are looking for jobs. It is ability to what you can do. It is what you can do that would determine how it is. I'm talking to my daughter, she's confusing me here now. It is all what you can do with your hands that would make you excel in the future of work. There's a whole lot of gaps. People do not have the right skills for the jobs that are coming, but it's for us to get into that zone. COVID, 13 weeks, 14 weeks, 15 weeks, people had been at home. Just learn a skill. I didn't say go get a certification, get a skill. Because in the future, people will be asking you, what can you do? Volunteer, give your time, give your time, use that skill that you have learned. I always tell people, gone are those days when I was in Polytechnic Ibadan, I did statistics. I always tell people, I know Sabi read, I don't know how to read. But what I do is in the morning or if I have a paper in the afternoon, what I do is that I get some of my roommates who walk me through some tutorials, okay? And when they walk me through a tutorial around 6 a.m., what I do is that between 6 a.m. and 12 noon, I would go and look for people who I can teach those things to. Maybe 10 people, 5 people, 7 people in different groups. The reason why I'm doing it is what I'm saying. You volunteer that time.
That's right.
Because once you know it, once you get to the examination hall, it cannot leave you.
That's
in
true.
the same vein, once you own skills, volunteer. If somebody has, if you are learning a analytical skill, just tell somebody you want to volunteer to analyze their data. Once you do it, you are perfecting that skill within yourself. And when somebody comes and says, what have you done? You will say, I once did this, I once did this, I once did this, I once did this. It's not about the certificate anymore. It is what you can do. Okay? I don't try.
You don't try. You don't try. You don't over try. Let me put that way. You don't over try. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for opening everybody's eyes. This is not just to talk and say, okay, speaker, you've done well. No, this is real. You understand? And you've opened every one of us to things as a business person, as a career person. It's time to get yourself ready for the new world. And Kemi said something before you come that, look, the digital is not coming to steal your job, but the digital is coming to add to you. And now you have built so well and tell us this is what is coming. Set yourself towards it and it will work for you. Thank you very much for sharing. I really appreciate everyone that joined us on the platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube. I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for joining. We are learning. Please, this is not just a platform to just, oh, it's one of those things. No, that is not the vision. That is not why I created this. It's a platform for me and you to learn. 1, 2 things you are learning, put it to work. The joy of knowledge is putting it to work. You understand? It's not to say, yes, I'm attending webinar. Oh, every Friday I'm connecting to Corridor. No, that is not my joy. If you watch and you're not putting it to work, it's more like somebody that does not even watch at all. You understand? You're burning your data, you're giving me your 1 hour, your 1 hour, 30 minutes every Friday. Put those things to work. I've put some to work and I'm putting this to work again, and it's going to really be great for every one of us. Remember, we are growing together. Let's grow together. Thank you so much, Mr. Olumuyemi, for this wonderful opportunity. I value it so much. Thank you, and do have a wonderful, okay, it's night here already. Do have a wonderful evening in Nigeria, everywhere you're joining us. Thank you, and bye-bye, sir.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.